Today I am going to show you how to recover faster so you're ready to be your best for every single game. Welcome back to Goalie Training Pro TV. You are in the right place if you want to win more games with fewer injuries. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button right now so you never miss a video that has exactly the strategy, tip, or trick that you need right now. I'm Maria Mountain. I'm an exercise physiologist who specializes in off-ice training for goalies, which basically means I help you stop more pucks, win more games, most importantly, get more attention from the right people. For the past 20 years, I've helped goalies everything from minor hockey up to the NHL win more games with fewer injuries and have a lot more fun doing it. Once I finish up my skate here, we'll go into the dressing room and I'll walk you through a systematic way to restore your body, refuel your body so that you be your best the next time the puck drops. Whether that game is 2 hours from now or 2 days from now, it's really important what you do immediately when you get off the ice.
Yo, what the fuck?
So step one of the system is to rehydrate. It's actually the number one thing you can do to improve your performance. Of all the performance enhancing substances known to man, water is actually the most effective one. So don't underestimate it and keep it simple. You don't need a million potions, pills, whatever, to fix you or to give you the edge. Keep it really, really simple. I like this. I usually just drink water, but I do think some electrolytes are good, especially if you're a heavy sweater or if you're playing repeated games. If you're in a tournament situation or you got practice again, and within 12 hours, something like that, I think it's not a bad idea to get some electrolytes. I think BioSteel's actually done a really good job with their hydration mix because they haven't put in a whole bunch of stuff, and yeah, it's simple. It's some amino acids, some vitamins, some minerals, some electrolytes, no artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners. I think they use stevia for a sweetener, and it's NSF certified. So it's you're not going to test positive for something, for taking something that you shouldn't have taken. So I think it's a good option. Plus, they really upped their flavor game lately. Like I said, I usually just do water, but yeah, they have like 8 different flavors, so you can find something you like. This is the mango peach, I think. Yeah, peach mango. Guess I need to open my water bottle first. It's tasty and it's not too sweet. It also has no caffeine. Did I forget to say it has no caffeine? So there you go. Then step 2 is to refuel. Essentially, if you've had a heavy workout or a heavy practice or heavy game, you want to get about 20 grams of protein and 40 grams of carbohydrate. And I'm not a BioSteel fangirl. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have an affiliate link or anything. But I really respect and like that you can see their products reflecting science. So science-based, yeah, an average sized male should get 20 grams protein, 40 grams carbohydrate immediately after an intense exercise bout. So what do? They make BioSteel Recovery that has, 24 grams of protein and 37 grams of carbohydrate. So, they follow the science. Is there anything special about having a recovery shake? Could you, for example, have a whole wheat bagel with peanut butter? You'd need about 4 tablespoons of peanut butter to get the protein, but okay, I could do that. No, a protein shake is a convenience. I suppose too, the fact that it's liquid, it might absorb a little bit faster, but it doesn't do anything magic. It doesn't give you more energy. It doesn't make your muscles bigger. It's just like, instead of eating this thing, I can drink this thing. And a lot of us are lazy, and we're not going to make a peanut butter bagel, but we will do a protein shake because it looks very cool when we do a protein shake. So yeah, do whatever floats your boat. Have you got a favorite, like do-it-yourself post-workout or post-practice or post-game snack? Sometimes I like Actually, I like chicken and rice sometimes, but I'm a pretty big fan of the peanut butter bagel. Occasionally I'll sneak in a little smoothie. But yeah, drop a comment below. Tell me what you really like after you skate or work out as a recovery thing. Not just like, I really like to crush pizza and wings, but that's something completely different. Then the next step, so we've done a refuel, so that was hydrating, getting our calories, our carbs, and our proteins, because I guess I should back up. The reason we want the carbs and the proteins, we want to get that as soon as we can when we come off the ice, is because our body is kind of in a state of emergency. We've just burned up a whole ton of calories with our exercise. We've caused some micro trauma to our muscles. It's like, oh my gosh, it's a bit of a panic. So what do we want to do? We want to send help right away to the places it needs it. So we're going to put protein, we're going to put carbohydrate in our system. Our body's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what we need. You know, we need carbohydrate to replenish these energy stores that have been depleted. Oh, I'm going to use that protein to repair and rebuild the muscles. Whereas if you wait, you know, an hour or more after you come off the ice, well, your body doesn't like to be in a state of emergency. So it's going to have found a way to sort of recover from that and be back to more or less homeostasis. So then when you put those calories in, it's just kind of like, okay, well, like, whatever, you know, we don't really need these anymore. It's like if there's a tornado or a hurricane or something, and 5 months later you send blankets. You're like, okay, well, like we needed these blankets 5 months ago, so the sooner the better. So then our next step is restore, and we want to restore our body, get it back to a resting state so that we can kind of get our alignment back, sort of get ourselves set back on a stable base, but also help sort of our body to bring it down a notch. So get out of that fight or flight type energy and sort of come into a relaxation, because sometimes you guys know, you guys who play at night, guys and girls who play at night, you know, sometimes it's really hard to go home and then sort of shut it down and go to sleep. So the next thing we're going to look at is how to restore. We're going to keep it simple, like less than 10 minutes, but I'm going to have to take off all my gear first. So I'll probably take off my gear, head back to the lab, and walk you through a quick little restorative module that you can do every time you come off the ice. See you in a bit. The key to success of this restorative module is to keep it super simple. It can't be too involved. It can't take 30 minutes. You know, we're going to something that takes around 10 minutes. It's very much like the nutrition. Ideally, you're going to do this as soon as you can when you come off the ice. Ideally, you would come off the ice, take off your gear, maybe put on dry base layer, and then go and do it. I know that isn't always possible. I know you don't want to lie on the floor in the dressing room. I don't want to lie on the floor in the dressing room either. But arenas do have some cleaner places. You know, sometimes it's the lobby, sometimes it's the bar area, something like that. So if you can swing it, that's the best. Like everything, there's good, better, best. Do it as soon as you can when you come off the ice after taking off all your gear. So for me, that's it's about a 15-minute drive home, and then I do it, and it still feels great. To give you an idea of how well this works, when I do this at when I'm at training camps or prospect camps, that kind of thing, you know, I'll tell the guys, hey, as soon as you get off the ice, just take off your gear, come out. I want to take you through a little restorative module. And they're not super keen about it the first day, because they're kind of like, we're done. Like when we get off the ice, we're done, and then we want to go golfing or do whatever we do. But after the first day, they actually feel so good the next day. Like they get out of bed and it's like, I don't even feel like I skated. That then, you know, I don't have to pitch it anymore. It's just like, guys, we're going to do that restorative afterwards. Okay. You know, and they just come right out and they're ready to do it. So I know it's an extra step, and it's something that you might not see the value in, but do yourself a favor, try it once or twice, and you'll notice a huge difference. Let's get into it. This is one of the times that I'll use a foam roll. I don't use a foam roll that much anymore. I prefer to use a lacrosse ball. Some areas I still like to foam roll. This is a good one. You can also get one that's about half this size. That's even better, especially if you're going to travel with it. You can just throw it in your bag. You can have smaller diameter ones. It doesn't really matter. But remember, this is a restorative, so we want this to be like a relaxing massage, not like a deep tissue massage when you're like, oh my gosh, I feel worse going out than I did going in. So we just want to make it easy. 3 kind of key areas that I'll want you to pick on for sure. Your adductors, so like your groins, just again, being really gentle. I like to kind of divide them almost in 3 because it's pretty hard to sort of roll the whole length. So I'll do the outer third, the middle third, and the inner third. And I'll spend, like 30 seconds or a minute on it. Nothing crazy. We're just trying to keep it simple. So groins is one area. The other area I'll get is the borders of my IT band. So not the middle part, but sort of the back where the IT band joins with the hamstrings, and towards the front where the IT band joins with the quadriceps, sort of interfaces with the quadriceps. Again, nice and gentle. I'm using my arms and my other foot to offload some weight. I don't want this to be painful for me. I'm trying to get those muscles to relax and let go a bit. And I actually like to do the quads when I come off. And again, I'm unloading a ton. I'm making it just feel nice. About 30 seconds of each of those. I know some of you are going to ask, well, can you do more? Can you do your calves? Can you do your lats? Can you do your... Yes, you can. There's a million things you can do, and maybe you're going to decide what works best for you. But the key to success here is to keep it simple, keep it something you can do in 10 minutes or less. So that's where we're going to go. Then I mentioned before that part of what we're trying to do is just sort of realign our body, realign our joints a little bit. We do get jammed up, and our hip is a ball and socket joint, but there is some room for movement, for the head of the femur to sit forward in the joint or back in the joint. And we just want to sort of try to recenter it and create a little bit of space. Also get a little bit of traction through the joint and then sort of through our pelvis, through our lower spine. So I'm going to do an inline traction using a purple super band, which is probably an inch or an inch and a half super band. It's a pretty strong one. You need something you can attach this to that you're not going to drag across the floor. So again, if you're doing it at a rink, where there's a railing or bleachers or something like that, you can anchor it in. But basically, I'm just putting my heel in there and then crisscrossing it over at my foot like that. So I'm going to scooch back so that I'm getting a pretty good pull just along the leg. So just inline traction, that's all we're doing. And then I'm just going to lie down and chill. I'm just going to love life. And I'm going to try to relax these deep muscles in my hip. So just try to let my hip feel heavy and relaxed and nice. And I'm going to do that 60 seconds on each side. From there, I'm going to just try and get my back loosened up a little bit. A lot of you, or some of you, might feel that tightness in your lower back a little bit, probably because some muscles are doing a job that they're not really meant to do. It's a compensation pattern. But we're going to do the old cat and camel. So we're going to start with a nice arch in our back, and even have my chin up so I'm in spinal extension. And then I'm going to start from my tailbone and just almost think of vertebra by vertebra. I'm trying to tuck my tailbone under, moving up just one segment of my spine at a time until I'm in full spinal flexion. And again, I'm not forcing it, but I'm just trying to get as rounded as I can. Then again, starting from my tailbone, I'll go into extension, imagining that I'm just going one vertebra at a time. It's pretty hard to do. Coming up and ending with getting into cervical extension. So I'm just going to do 2 of those each way, just up and down the spine. From there, I'm getting into my half groin position. Not too deep, not trying to force it. Remember, this isn't a mobility module, it's a restorative module. So I feel a gentle stretch here right now, and I'm just going to rock back, come forward, rock back, come forward. I'm going to do about 5 on each side, but again, super, super gentle, just so that it feels really nice. From there, I'll do the other side, but then I would come in and do a little T-spine rotation. So hand to ear, elbow to elbow, rotating up and away. And I would do that on both sides. And then I would switch legs. And again, do it on both sides just to sort of unlock that mid back. And I'll do 5 each way, each side. And I'm going to spend a little time trying to get my ankle moving a bit, so I just can get in my half kneeling position here, and I'll just come into dorsiflexion. So that's just bringing my knee as far over my toes as I can. I could work on bringing it to the inside of my big toe, over my middle toe, over my little toe, just getting that ankle moving nicely again. One of the things when we talk about sort of getting out of our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight nervous system, getting more into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest system, where we want to be, especially if we have to go home and go to bed. So breathing is a big part of that. Breathing is the only part of our autonomics or automatic nervous system that we can consciously control. We can't control, if we get a zap of adrenaline or things like that, but we can control our breathing. And when we do some restorative breathing, it really helps signal our body too, like, hey, there's no emergency. We don't have to be so sympathetic. Let's calm down. Let's relax a little bit. Let's get back to our baseline. So I'm going to be in a kneeling position, and if your knees or hips, don't let you get into like a full kneeling position like this, then find whatever position works for you. But I'm going to sit back on my heels. I'm going to reach with my arms straight overhead, and then I'm going to breathe in through my nose for 4 seconds. I'm going to hold that breath for 4 seconds, and then I'm going to exhale through my mouth for 6 seconds. I'm going to do that 3 times with my palms facing down like this, and I'm going to do that 3 times with my palms facing up like this. So we'll come in. We're going to breathe in through our nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out through your mouth for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll do 3 like that with your palms down, and then you'll do 3 exactly like that with your palms up. And really think about trying to expand your rib cage, both out and out this way. And then when you breathe out, just not blowing your air out, just letting that air escape. And the last one, it seems like it's everyone's favorite one because it's really relaxing. And again, we're going to be breathing in this one. We're not going to have to count our breaths. We're just going to think about getting a nice deep breath in through our nose, nice relaxing exhale through our mouth. But we're going to do a passive groin stretch on the wall. So this one you're going to sit nice and close to the wall so that your hip is right beside the wall. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to flip our feet around and then bring our feet, as far apart as we comfortably can. So I'm not trying to force this stretch. I'm just kind of letting my legs relax and fall out to the side with gravity, whatever that is. And then from here, I'm just going to breathe in through my nose, feel my chest and my stomach rise, and then gently exhale through my mouth, feel my chest and my stomach fall. And you're going to do that for 60 seconds. That is the end of your restorative module. In my programs like the Game Winning Goalie Formula, I'll include exercises from LDOA, which helps realign our spine, from PRI, which sort of helps counteract some of the imbalances around our pelvis, but those are a little bit beyond the scope of this video. I want to just keep it simple, make it something that everyone can do. If you're like, I don't even know what LDOA is, I've never even heard of it before, I made a video about it, so you can catch that here. And this isn't a routine you just use after games or after big games or at tournaments. It's something you should make a part of your routine, that's the word routine, every time you get off the ice. And again, I appreciate it's an extra step. I appreciate we're all super busy, but try it a couple times and you'll notice a big difference. It's also a good idea to do a little mental reset when you get off the ice. Time to just jot down 2 or 3 things that you did really well, 1 or 2 things that you would like to do better, and 1 or 2 simple action steps that will help you do those better the next time. Jot them down, know what you're going to do better next time, and then just close the book on it. If it's more mobility you need even before the puck ever drops, then check out the links in the description. I've got a couple programs, but 14-day butterfly challenge, 14-day splits challenge that you can download. I'm giving them away for free today, so you can check out the link in the description. Or if you're one of those goalies that needs more goalie-specific mobility, more goalie-specific functional strength, more goalie-specific speed, more goalie-specific stamina, you get the idea. You are actually looking for the whole package and you want to get dramatically better at everything. You want me to design programs for you and be there to help you along the way. We've got something for that too. So just, again, check out the link in the description that says something like, see if we can work together or something like that. But if you're going to do that, you need to be super committed. You need to be super serious about becoming the best goalie that you can be, whatever that looks like. You have to be ready to do the work and you have to be ready to ask me for help when you're not exactly sure what to do. If you are just a beginner and you're trying to figure out how to even do this RVH thing that you've heard so much of, or maybe you haven't played in 20 years and you're like, what? There's a butterfly now? There's an RVH? What's going on? I did a video on sort of RVH basics for beginners here, how to get it, how to feel more comfortable in it. So you can check that out. So those are the simple things you can do when you come off the ice that will have a compounding effect to improve your performance every time you step on the ice. And every time we step on the ice, that's an opportunity to become a better and better goalie. So we want to make the most of it. Even just hydrating, that's probably the most important thing that you can do. Even with less than 2% of dehydration status, our fine motor skills get thrown off. So rehydrate, refuel, and restore. If you got any value out of this video at all today, please hit the like button. You've stuck around this long, so you must have got some value out of it, unless I had like something in my nose or like a booger or something that you're just like, oh my God, what is that? Now I'm self-conscious. But anyway, give a girl a like. I will catch you next week, same bat time, same bat channel.